Hey guys, good evening. It is John Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Take a look at my hat if you would. BelieveMeAchieve.com. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're here at 10:19 p.m. or 10:19 a.m. or 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. or maybe at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. I thank you so gratefully for being here with me. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Of course, our master topic for the whole week that started on Saturday. That master topic of the week. Is everybody ready for the master topic? Here it is. How to resolve conflict. All right. And tonight's granular topic is none other than the topic of navigating relationship conflict like a pro. We're on series 3, show 17, episode 4. Of course, there can be some heartbreak. Of course, you guys know that. And of course, there can be some challenges and there can be some legal problems. So let's talk about understanding relationship conflict. Can we talk about many? So what is relationship conflict? I mean, it sounds like something that happens a lot, and it does. Relationship conflict, ladies and gentlemen, can happen for lots of different reasons, not just the ones that you're probably thinking of. But relationship conflicts can happen for a variety of things. It could be the fact that maybe the person's being too, let's say, on the person, like, they're not giving them their space enough. Maybe they're pushing them into the relationship. Like, for example, whether that be, something like, having to move to a commitment, or maybe it's something like forcing the other partner to want to have sex with them when they're not ready, or pushing them past a point. So it's not just kissing. Maybe it's something too intense and they're not ready for that yet. So that's a big reason why relationship conflict causes problems. It causes legal issues. It can cause things like restraining orders. I mean, suddenly you have a relationship, and because there's miscommunication, it ends up in this big debacle where one party decides to go to the police to say that you're stalking them when you're really not. But like, you have to realize that if the person says they don't want to hang with you anymore, just respect that. Like, don't try to overanalyze it. Okay. People today, they're nuts. And you have to make sure that you understand the communication, they understand the communication. And that's very, very important. So, what are types of relationship conflicts? Well, we talked about one, which is the relationship, right? And the intimacy and basically, being able to do or not do something. It could be trust, jealousy issues. It could be partners' personality habits. It could be relationship friction, such as across cultures. It could be with the family. It could be, just how you deal with a situation. And so I think this becomes a big problem. So we have things like, condescending, person treats you as stupid or inferior. They act like he or she is better than you. Possessive, jealous, and dependent, demands too much attention or time, generally acts jealous or possessive and dependent, neglects, rejects, or is unreliable, ignores your feelings, doesn't call, doesn't say they love you, etc. They're abusive. They slap, they spit, they hit, they name call. They might even take the sex word and try to use that as a, let's say, blackmail, where you're not getting any unless you do this. Unfaithful. Maybe they have had fun with other partners when it was not an open relationship. They're just inconsiderate. They don't help clean up. They burp in your face. Maybe they have bad bathroom behaviors. They're so self-absorbed that when you're out, maybe they're always looking at their phone. Their phone is like dating them. Maybe they're moody, emotional, unstable. And again, they're quick to make judgments. Maybe they're quick to what we call, quote unquote, sexualize others, talk about attractiveness of others, talk about others as sex objects, idolize someone on TV or in a magazine, etc. So that can be a very, very big problem. Let's talk about another one. Let's talk about personality clashes. So what are personality clashes? This is a real good one. There are lots of them, but I'm going to just go into a few main ones. The big one I'm going to talk about is going to be introvert, extrovert, and ambivert. So introvert is a person who likes their own company. They basically don't want to be around any other person, so they really get tired of social situations. And they're stereotypically quiet and even lack confidence. An extrovert is a person who thrives in the company of others, enjoys sharing and caring for others, and they are typically loud and confident. An ambivert is, like I said, a mix of both. And when we have a clash of this, it can cause a big problem in any type of relationship, personal, business, etc. When we clash, it's a problem. Now, we don't just clash on personalities, but we could clash on things like morals, right? I believe that, taking anything from the office is stealing. When you're like, oh, don't worry, as long as what you take doesn't add up to $5 or $10, my grandmother said it's not stealing. Well, my grandmother said, as long as you take something and, you don't feel guilty when you're taking it and it's less than $5, then you can take as much as you want. Obviously, these are not great things, right? And this is often a question that's asked a lot of times when people get hired. If somebody takes a pencil or takes a paperclip, is that stealing? Absolutely, it's stealing. Absolutely. So you might say, well, gee, John, it's so minimal. If somebody takes things from the office, who really cares? It's not the fact that they're taking things. It's the principle. Because if they're going to take a paperclip, right? For example, do I have a paperclip here? I may. Or maybe they're going to take some staples, right? Or maybe they're going to take a marker, right? Take a marker. Maybe, I don't know, they're going to take things like clean wipes, right? Sanitized wipes. Or maybe they're even going to take things like screwdrivers, USB drives, keychains, right? What else would somebody take? Maybe somebody's going to take things like tape, okay? You get my point, right? It's not the taking the tape. It's the fact that if you're going to take that, then you're going to take everything, right? You're going to take like anything and anything because you're going to be like, well, it's not really stealing because, the company has plenty of money and, we can just take whatever we want. That supply closet is for your office. It's not for you to take things home. Now, if you're taking things home to do work, that's not stealing. As long as the stuff you're taking home is going to be used for work. It's not like you're going to take like, a whole box home and you're going to use 2 of them and then you're going to leave the rest home. No. The other thing about navigating conflicts and relationships is how do we break free from negative emotional traction? Well, this is a real doozy. And the reason I say this to you is that anybody can be drawn into negative energy. Okay, let's just be honest about that. So when somebody acts negative to me, typically what I do is I say, hey, dude, I understand you're going through some challenges right now. I get it. And what I want to let you know is that I'm happy to help you out. I'm happy to go out, happy to do some stuff with you, right? But, right now, I really don't want to hang with you. So, if you don't want to go do something fun or you don't want to talk about being better, then we shouldn't even hang out tonight. So give me a call, when you're feeling better and, you're not going to be a drag and you're really going to want to get better. Because right now, you're just a stick in the mud. So they call you back second time and it happens again. They say, look, dude, remember we talked this first time, second time? Look, call me back when you're ready and, we'll do this, whatever it is. It could be an ex, could be anything that's going on in their life. Could be some financial issue, could be other relationships, could be something at their job, could be some emotional issue. And guess what? They call you back again and they do the same thing. I'm like, Joe, maybe you don't get it. I said the first time, I said the second time, and you really aren't respecting me. Well, what are you talking about? We're friends. Yeah, I just don't want to hang around you like this. Well, what do you mean? So we're done. What? We are done. If you change your ways, maybe we can possibly uh, meet up and see if you really have changed. But I really don't want to hang around someone who's negative. And right now, you are capital N in negative. So nothing personal, but I just don't want to hang around negative people because that negativeness is going to wear off on me. Ah, I see. And that's what you can do. People either change or they will leave your life. They will change or they will leave your life immediately. All right, let's talk about another one. Financial disputes. People might have financial disputes, but financial disputes should not make you feel bad. It should not be something that's going to, let's say, put you in a bad space. Okay? That's probably the most important thing I can tell you is that everybody believes that their stuff is more important. Everybody. The truth of the matter is, it's not. It's not. And so, if we don't understand how to respect people, right? Whether it's finance, I don't care what it is. How do we handle that? I mean, it's a problem. It is a very, very, very big problem. And so financial disputes is a challenge for a lot of people. They feel that they're right, or they feel that because they're having this challenge, they get to treat you like a capital ASS. They don't have the right to do that, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care what they're going through. I don't care if they're going through a life sickness. That doesn't mean that they have the right to treat you like crap. It doesn't. I've had people that are very nice, and I've had people that are not very nice because they believe that it's all about them. You see, when you make something all about yourself, you become selfish. I'm going to be like, I don't want to hang around you. I had somebody the other day that did that and acted in a way that was so 2-year-old or even younger, right? And I said to myself, I don't want to hang around these people anymore. Maybe they'll call me back for something fine, but I'm not rushing to call these people back. I'm not. Balancing chores and responsibilities. That's another challenge for people with relationship conflicts. Well, I cleaned out the pantry or I did the dishes last night. Oh, you never do anything. All you do is clear the table. So maybe you got to alter. Maybe some person thinks that, it's harder to do the dishes, put them in the dishwasher than it is to clear a table, right? Maybe one person doesn't care. Maybe it's equal. So you've got to have communication talk so you know whether there's going to be an issue. Just like I was telling you before, when there's a challenge and somebody suddenly says, hey, I don't want to hang with you anymore. Please don't contact me. And suddenly you contact them, and then before you know it, you're getting a restraining order. Why? Why do we have to be someone that has to prove something? I don't think it matters. Because if that person rejected you from day one, regardless of whether it was your fault or not, just accept it and move on. It's the people that always try to go for that last pebble, that last morsel. They don't understand that the person doesn't want to be with them. And when you keep pushing yourself, it just makes you come off very ugly in a sense that ugly as a personality. Like, oh, I don't want to be around this person. They're so clingy. They're so this. They're so that. I had a relationship like that many years ago. I couldn't wait to get over it. I did. And I told the person, look, I'm done. Please stop calling me. I got a phone service that did call blocking. I blocked them. You know what they did? They went and called for another phone number. I said, look, I'm asking you very nicely to please leave me alone. You've been calling me every day. You've been showing up at my home. You've been showing up at my work or my parents' work. And you're just like showing up, and I don't want you here. And I've already told you 3 times very nicely to please stop. If you continue to harass me, to call me on the phone, to show up, to send me things, I'm going to file a formal complaint of harassment with the police department against you. Like, well, but no, I love you and this and that. Yeah. The indifference of love is not hate. Okay. The opposite of love is not hate. It's indifference. So when someone has no care for you, that's the opposite of love. It's not hate. And when you notice that, be a big boy, be a big girl and say, okay, I recognize that. And that's somebody else's choice. I don't want to be around a person that doesn't want me to be around them or them to be around me, right? I don't want that. So let's kind of understand communication. Know that most challenges happen in the courtroom because people are too pig-headed, because people are trying to get their point across, but they're in the process miscommunicating. That's very, very important. Managing expectations in a relationship. This is not easy. So the best way I can tell you to manage expectations is always have communication. Always talk. You know, if something's not going right, talk about it. Find out what's on the other person's mind. Find out what they like, what they don't like. Find out if you have red flags now before it becomes a full-blown war or becomes a legal situation, which could potentially get you charges against you. That's not a good thing. So knowing that managing expectations is a key to having a stellar relationship and avoiding conflict. Manage the expectations. Even if it's a friend, let's say it's a platonic relationship, don't have a lot of expectations in the beginning. Maybe you've built some trust. The expectation is you're going to be here at this time. The expectation is I can trust you with my information. The expectation is you're going to keep this confidential. The expectation is that you're going to do what you said you're going to do. And whenever that doesn't happen, you say, hey, dude, what happened? Oh, I'm sorry, it was my bad. And things happen. But if it keeps becoming a pattern, then it's time to say bye-bye. Co-parenting, how to raise kids together, right? That could be a challenge. Should we bring them up Protestant? Should we bring them up Catholic? Should we bring them up Jewish? How should we reprimand them? If we reprimand them, are they going to think we don't love them? If we don't reprimand them, are they going to think we don't care enough about them? Do we set curfews? Do we not set curfews? Do we let them go out? Do we not let them go out? Well, do we teach them about their bodies? What age do we teach them? How do we protect them without making them feel embarrassed? How do we do this? How do we not do this? And this becomes a push and pull between the two partners. It could be a big problem. Making joint decisions, from trip planning to dinner choices. Maybe you're arguing over what trip you're going to go to. Alaska, New Zealand, Venezuela, Florida, Aruba, Bermuda. Maybe you're arguing about that. And I would say, look, I know we have a challenge about where we want to go. I know we don't agree. We both want to go someplace that's sunny. And you can say, hey, look, I understand you really want to go there. To be honest with you, I really don't care where we go. I just want to go somewhere where it's sunny, where I can relax, where I can take it easy. And as long as I'm with you, that's all that matters. And the other person will probably start giving it a little bit too. Yeah, you know what? I really don't care either. Well, where did you want to go? I just want to go somewhere where there's water. Well, there's water in Bermuda. There's water. And you kind of have to be delicate, but you have to show compassion, not because you have to, but because you want to. And that's a big trigger in relationships. All right, guys, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been an amazing privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you this fantastic Tuesday evening. I hope you'll like, love, and support the channel. And I hope you will comment and share this out with everyone you know on social media. I am so grateful for all of you guys that watch my content, that choose to make this part of your life. And for those of you that go to believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations. And this week, ladies and gentlemen, you know what's happening? We're doing something amazing. We're doing our tour of tech around the University of Hartford. So be sure to catch that, and I'll catch you guys real soon. All right. Have yourself an amazing evening and a great night. Be well.